This conference will now be recorded.
So, yeah, well, guys, good evening. So, in the prior session, we have been discussed about, what is a data warehouse, what are all the different ETL tools, and what are all the different reporting tools, and why Tableau is a leader is in the in Gartner. It was in the first position last 7 years. So we have been discussed about some information in the yesterday session. Today, let us discuss detailedly about what exactly was a Tableau and a basic naming conventions, and let us also work with a technical topic, and I can help you out with your questions and answers. Okay, so as discussed in the prior session, we know mainly Tableau desktop and Tableau server, which are important where we work with the Tableau desktop and Tableau server. So Tableau desktop is a window-based tool. So window-based means we need to install in our machine. So window-based tool, and mainly it is used for modeling and reporting. Modeling and reporting. So modeling means like connecting to the database and extracting required tables, joining the tables. So it's nothing but a modeling. We have different types of modelings, like we can go with star schema, snowflake schema. If we want to get data from multiple tables, there should be a relation between two tables. So that's what we call here as a modeling. We have some modeling techniques. We go with the star schema or snowflake schema. So that we'll again later on we'll discuss it. So mainly this Tableau desktop is used for modeling and reporting. It support Windows operating systems and Mac as well. Tableau server, as I said, it's a web-based application. Which is mainly used to share reports. So share reports for different users. We can also build some ad hoc reporting as well as in the web. No need of Tableau desktop. Let's say end users want to build some ad hoc reporting, so they can also do the ad hoc reporting here in the web. So let us discuss about this basic naming conventions in the Tableau. So as I said, it's a window-based tool. We can just go to the window where it is installed and you can click on it. So this is what the Tableau desktop window. Okay, so here is the work area. So everything. Let us discuss detailedly the naming conventions. So this part is called as a work area. So, and you can see sample superstore. It's a default database or data set with the Tableau. Will be getting this. So this data source basically is referred as data set. So basically in Tableau, so data source is referred as a data set. So you can see the data source symbol. Okay, so this is what the called as a data window, and this is a data source is referred as a data set. And this entire part is a work area. Let me capture into the paint so you can understand it better. I think it got stuck up. Yeah. So well, this part, okay, so this part, entire part is nothing but a data window. This entire part is a data window, and this is what the work area. Okay, so here this data source is referred as data set. So and you can see there are some tables and columns available in the data source. So these tables is nothing but it's a data subset. These tables are referred as a data subsets, and columns are referred as a data elements. Data subset and data set, and columns are referred as a data elements. So you can see different symbols are also available here. In data window, data source is referred as data set. We have tables, columns as well. Tables is referred as data subset. Columns is referred as data elements. And if you notice, we have different types of symbols available in the under tables. So you can see few columns symbol with ABC. They are called as a textual ABC dimensions. And few columns symbol with geographical dimensions, globe symbols. So they are called as a geographical dimensions. So we also have some date columns, date dimensions, and few with calendar along with the time symbol. It shows the clock symbol. So nothing but date and time dimensions. And finally, we have measures as well. As measure is nothing but a value. Okay, so measures we have. So textual ABC dimension and geographical dimension, date dimension. So date and time dimension. You can see here. So few columns. It was like symbol with ABC. So these are nothing but textual ABC dimensions. So you can see any string information or any codes. So they belongs to unique identifiers. Unique identifiers are textual ABC dimensions. So you can also see here country, state. So it is symbol with globe. So this is geographical dimensions. So same way you can see here, it was coded with calendar symbol. It is date dimension. So let me just change the data type. You can see calendar along with the clock symbol. So there is a calendar along with the clock symbol, which is a date and time dimensions. So all these textual, geographical, date and time dimensions are in the blue color. So if you notice, measure value is in the green color. Measure is nothing but a value or a fact. So these measures are, you can see in the green color with the hash symbol. So these are all measure values. So basically in the data window, mainly we have data source. We can also have a multiple data sources as well. Okay, we can also have a multiple data sources as well. In that, we can also do blending and we can also generate report. So here you can see this textual ABC dimension, geographical date and time dimensions in the dimension window. Again, in the measure window, you can see all the measure values. So same way we have a sets where we can see sets. Okay, so in the parameter, you can see we can create a parameters where we can pass the values. So sets is nothing but a subset of data sets. We'll discuss that more detail. So mainly we have four different windows, sub windows, dimensions, measures, sets, and parameters in the data window. Also, we have another tab called analytics. So this is something about the data window, and in the work area, you can see this part, entire part is a work area. Okay, so this work area, you can see columns, row shelves. This is called as a column shelves where we generate the report. Row shelves we have a page shelves, we have filter shelves, and we have a marks as well as. So if I want to generate a simple report, we need to use either rows or columns. Let's say I have dragged into the segment into either columns or rows. Anywhere we can drag. And now you can see a bar chart which shows us three different segments and their sales is displayed here. So now you can see it is a vertical bar, right? If you want to make it as a horizontal bars, you need to swap these rows and columns. So or you can use this swap button to swap it. So to generate a report, we always use this row shelf and column shelf. Okay, now you can see this is horizontal bars. So if you want to say anything, you can just click on the swap. You can see swap rows and columns, and you can just click it. You can swap either horizontal to vertical or vertical to horizontal. So the work area window, this is what row shelf and column shelf. And you can also see here, show me. So where we can change our visualization to different visualization. Okay, either way we can use this show me and we can connect. So this is what a row shelf, column shelf, and page shelves. If I want to make each and every bar into a separate page, then I need to drag the segment into the pages. So for each and every page, I can only see one specific segment here. So we have filters as well as filter shelf. So filter shelf, helps to filter the data. So we have a lot of filters. We'll discuss, for three sessions on that. So let's say if I click on something exclude, now you can see the filter. One segment has been filtered out. Restricting the unwanted data is nothing but filtering. So this is what filter shelf, and you can see here marks. In the marks, we have different options like color, size, label, detail, tooltip. Okay, so we'll also discuss each of these. So before going to that, so you can see this here, the selected part. This is what called as an access. Okay, so whatever I have selected here, access means nothing but a range of values. Okay, so these are all called as headers. Consumer, corporate, home office, these basically called as a header, and this segment is called as a header label. Okay, this segment is called as a header label. So these are all headers, header label, and access, and each and every bar is nothing but a cell. So this bar is a cell, and these are all different cells. Okay, header label, access, this is what access, and this is what a cell. Okay, each and every bar is nothing but a cell. So same way, let's say if I want to add title to this report, so you can see here it is named as a sheet 1. Just double click on it and you can just remove this sheet name and you can we can name it, let's say segment wise repo sales, something segment wise sales. You want to make it in the center, and you can just change the color, apply. Okay, so segment wise sales. So this is how we can create title to the report. Okay, so title to this report. So now let's say if I want to create something summary of this report, if I want to add a caption of this report. So now we were in the sheet 1, nothing but this is called as a worksheet. So this entire thing is called as a worksheet. A worksheet. So let me just add a title. Title has been added, caption and summary. Okay, just if I want to add any of the caption or summary, currently we are in the worksheet, so directly go to the worksheet tab. So go to the worksheet tab and enable show caption. See, by default it is showing caption, sum of sales for each segment. If you want to edit this, you can also edit it here, whatever you want. So by default it will show us the caption. So we are in the worksheet, so obviously go to the worksheet tab and select this show caption. Same way, I want to see the summary of this report. Okay, enable show summary. So after enabling show summary, you can see here, some average, minimum, maximum, median. So total count how many segments we have. So this is what summary, where if you want, we can enable it by just going to here, show summary. That's it. And if you don't want to, if you want to add some more to this summary, you can see standard deviation. Yeah, it will show up. First quartile, something, whatever you want, it will, you can just enable that here in the legend. So these are all stuff we can show as a summary. So this is what title, a caption, and summary of the report. And this is a table. This entire box is nothing but, we call that as a table. This one, this part is called as a table. This entire, including caption, summary, so all this includes, it's a data view. And this entire part, like pages, filters, marks, and this is called as a worksheet. So here, this is what I say table, and which inclusive of summary and all this stuff. Okay, so that's a data view, including caption. Okay, including this is a worksheet, and this part is called as a access. You can see the range, right? So this is an access. So these are all headers, and segment is a header label. This is title, and this is summary. Okay, so this part is called as a data window. So this is something in the data window. We have different panes and stuff. See, the worksheet, as we discussed, we have rows and columns, row shelf, column shelf, page shelf, filter shelf, and marks. So you know how to add a title. Okay, in the worksheet tab you can enable. By default, title will be enabled. If you don't want it, we can enable or disable in the worksheet tab. Okay, so same way caption. So if you want to enable caption, same worksheet tab. Okay, same way summary also. If you want to view summary, just go to the worksheet tab, right click, enable. Okay, so this is what we do. So same way we have discussed about headers. Values across the dimension is nothing but headers. Header label is nothing but the column name. Header label is nothing but the column name. Same way we have the access. Access is nothing but a range. So if we use the measure value, by default it will show us the measure range. So that is what this access. So same way, so cell is nothing but each and every bar is a cell. This is what a cell, and this is what a cell. Access. Okay, this part is called as a table. So entire thing is called as a data view, and this part is called as a worksheet. So now let us look into this marks. Okay, what is this color, what is the size, what is this label, detail and tooltip. Okay, briefly let us discuss. If I want to change the visualization, so here is an option where I can change that to the line as well as marks. In the show me we can change it. In the show me we can change it as well. In the marks we can able to change to whatever we want. So this is how we can change it in the either line or bar, whatever we want. Okay, so either two ways we can do it. Now let us discuss about this color, size, label, detail and tooltip. Let's say if I want to encode each and every header into a different color. Now I want to see consumer into one color, corporate into one color, and home office into one color. So how to define it? So just select the segment column. Okay, drag and drop into on top of the color. So automatically you can see here each and every segment has been encoded with the different colors. So if you want to edit the colors or if you want to change it, yes, you can change it. Let's say corporate, I want to make it green. So I'll just make it as a green. Now you can see three different colors. So you can either edit it here. Whatever colors you want, you can edit it. We have color palette as well. We can use that color palette and we can color whatever color we need it. So this is how we can color each and every dimension or even measure also we can do that. So if I drag a measure value sales, what happens? Measure means obviously it is a range, right? So it cannot show us the multiple colors, but you can see here as the value is lesser, the color you can see here is a lighter and it's keep on increasing the thickness. If you want, we can also edit the colors. We can go with something like two colors also. So we can make stepped colors based on the value. It shows different colors again here. So this range is this thick color orange, white, green, light green, and green. So we can even differentiate the measure value as well as. So this is our coloring. If you want to color, just drag that specific dimension and drop it, either dimension or measure, into the colors. So same way, if you want to size the bars, just select the segment, drag and drop it into the sizing. You can see here based on the value, you can see, sorry, now this is actually we have dragged segment, right? So based on the alphabet, you can see the segment sizing here. So this is what called as a label. You can see in the label, it denotes this is consumer C and corporate. And if you drag a measure value, it helps you to betterly understand. You can see if the range of value is from $429,653, this is what the width size. As the value increases, you can see the size, the width is getting increased here. So here the value is less. Yes, you can see. Okay, the width is less, and here you can see it indicates the length indicates the sales, but width also indicates the sizing. So two measures we can analyze, like I have sales here, which shows the bars here. Let's say if I drag quantity and sizing, we can understand. So now it denotes two things. One is sales, the length indicates the sales, and the width indicates the quantity. As the width is less, the range is between 6744, so you can see the width is very less. And if it increases, yes, this is increasing, and you can see here it got increased as well here. So this is what sizing. And labeling is nothing but if you want to see the values here, you can see a symbol is there, T symbol. You can just click on the show mark labels, which helps to show us the labels here. So same way, if you want to see the, rather than numbers, if you want to see the segment, just drag and drop the segment here. You can see the segment names are displayed here. If you drag a sales, then you can see the numbering here. Either way we can do it. You can just click on the T. By default, it will show the bar related measure values. If you drag this textual ABC dimension, it will show us the segments. Same way, let us pull detail. So it will just give us a detail, more detail level. We'll discuss that in the later on. So for calculation and stuff, if I want to use, for the next level of detail level, if I want to use, we'll go with the detail. We'll discuss more detail going forward. Tooltip. So tooltip plays a vital role. So now let's say if I move cursor to the specific bar, you can see it shows home office, the value. So this is what tooltip. Let's say I want to show profit also as well here. Just drag the profit and drop it here. You can see sales and profit both are displayed here in the table. So tooltip is nothing but like based on your cursor move, you can see the values populated automatically. If you move cursor, automatically it will show us the values. So this is just today we are discussing only the naming convention. So I thought to discuss all this basic information. We'll work more detail in the going forward sessions. So these are all some basic naming conventions, and this is what sheet 1. If you want to create another sheet, just click on this sheet. I mean, you can see this first one is a sheet, the second one is a new dashboard, third one is a story. Either you can create sheets to organize in a dashboard. If you want to organize sheets and dashboards, we'll go with the story. Sheets will be organized in dashboard, and dashboards and sheets both organized in the story. And this will be saved as if you want to save this, okay, save as, this will be save as TWB, Tableau workbook. So if it is a TWBX means, okay, so it's a packaged workbook. So TW means it only stores the metadata. Okay, it stores only the metadata. So if it is something TWBX, it's a packaged workbook. Nothing but it also stores, so all the files, images, data, everything will be included in the Tableau packaged workbook. Either way we can save it. If I save a packaged workbook, obviously entire data source, images, everything would be included over there. So if it is a TWB and using another path, and if I share it to someone, they cannot able to see the images and all that stuff. Okay, so now let us work with a technical topic. So working with measures. Working with measures. Okay. So in Tableau, we can work with measures in three different ways. Measure is nothing but a value, a fact. So individual access. Individual access, blended access, dual access. So what is basically an individual access? So individual access is nothing but each and every measure will have a separate access. Each and every measure will have a separate access. Let me just show you up. So let us just drag something segment and sales. So if you notice here, each and every measure. So I have dragged only one measure, so you can see one axis. So that is what I'm trying to tell you. Each and every measure will have separate axis. So I have a single measure now, so one axis. Let me pull out another measure value. So if I drag in another measure 2, you can see a separate axis. This is a range of the values. This might be a more and sometimes this might be a less. So each and every measure will have a separate axis. And also if you notice one more thing here, now I have two measures, two axes. So if I have two axes, two different marks you can able to see here. Like for sales, I have all color, size, label, detail, tooltip separately, and for profit, I have a separate one. Let's say if I remove one measure value, you can see only one axis, one marks. So simple way what I was trying to tell you is each and every measure will have a separate axis, and each and every axis will have a separate marks. So if I drag this, you can see a separate axis and separate marks as well as. So this is what individual access. So with this, I can also do a combinational chart also. Let's say if I pull one more, just drag quantity beside profit, you can see now I have three different measures, three different axes, and three different marks. What is the advantage? Let's say, let us swap this one, something like this. So the dimension is same. You can see consumer, corporate, home, but this indicates the quantity, this indicates the profit, this indicates the sale. So I want to see these in the different graphs. Let's say first let me select sales. Let me change that into the line chart. Okay, so now I have changed that into the line chart and I want to color it. Let's say I can just pull that here into the coloring. You can see it got colored here. Okay, now let me click on the profit. So I want to size it. So something drag segment and size it. Okay, so however you want, you can do it. And the last one, I want to label it. You can just label it, or something I want to measure the quantity here, just drag and label it here. You can see. So this is a kind of combinational chart. So our individual access. If you want to see this entire thing, you can just click on the fit width. So now the entire width has been occupied. So by default, it will be always standard. If you want to fit a width or height, you can just select our entire view. However you want, you can see. So fit a width, I just clicked on and you can see it fitted for the entire data view. Okay, so this is what individual access. So nothing but a combinational chart, either individual or combinational. So always remember for the individual access. So each and every measure will have separate axis. So each and every axis by default, what happens? It will have a separate mark. Okay, so we can build, combinational kind of charts. It's a kind of combinational chart. Same way, we can also work with a blended axis. So what is this, a blended axis? So blended axis is nothing but, blending is nothing but mixing, right? So axis itself, you should understand, we are working with measures itself. So if you drag a measure value, then only you can able to see axis, right? Currently we are working with measures. So individual and blended. Blended is nothing but a mixing of the measures. Okay, blending is nothing but mixing up the measure values. So what happens if I mix it? Let's say I have a segment, I have a sales, and I have a profit here. So now if you see, these are not showing one another, it is just showing us horizontally. Okay, it is showing horizontally. I want to see this profit below the sales. So I don't want to see separately in the separate axis. I just want to see below the sales and for each and every segment. That is what my requirement. Now in this case, what happened? This is a separate axis and this is a separate axis, which is individual axis. So it supports multiple axis measures, means yes, individual axis always support multiple. So blending is nothing but mixing. So how to mix that and show in the same bar below, I want to see profit as well as. How to do that? So just drag a measure value and drop it in the axis. If you want to blend measure value, drag and drop it in the axis. Now you can see here on the top, values is there. Measure names is nothing but this one, profit and sales, this text. Measure value is nothing but, always remember one thing, green color indicate measure values, blue color indicates measure names, nothing but our text. So you can see under measure values, sales and profit. After blending, this is how it shows. Like if you want to show first sales then profit, here swap sales to the first position. Now you can see sales was in the first position and profit is in the second position. So same way, sales and profit. So if you want to blend, whether it supports multiple measures or not, yes, it supports multiple measures as well. Now let's say, let me pull out the quantity, drag and drop it into the axis. If I drag and drop it into the axis, you can see three different measure values for the same thing. So after blending only, you can able to show something like this. For consumer, you can see sales, profit and quantity. If you want to swap something, yeah, you can also swap like first sales, then quantity, or profit quantity, something like this. However you want, you can change this order. So this is how we can create a blended axis. So individual axis, and this is what the blended axis. Same way, blending is nothing but it's nothing but a side by side bars as well. We can also do in another way. Let's say I have a segment here. Two ways we can. I have sales, I have a profit, and I have quantity as well. So this is what basically individual, right? Now I want to convert this to the blended axis. Generally blended axis means drag second measure or third measure, drop it into the axis. But here, click on the show me, you can see an option called side by side bars. Just click on the side by side bars. You can see Either you can drag and drop the second or third measure onto the axis, or simply you can just click on the side by side bars. Automatically it will create a blended axis. So this is what blended axis. Individual axis and blended axis. Drag second or next measure into axis. This is what one option. So the other option is side by side bars. Drag second or next measure values. Okay, we can do either way. So will it support multiple measures? Means yes, it supports multiple measures as well. Same way, a dual axis. What is this dual? In the name itself, you can see, you can understand what is this dual axis. So this is what, let us do this dual axis here. So let's say I want to analyze sales versus profit, opposite way. So in that case, what we have to do is, let's say I have segment wise sales, let me swap it. So always in the dual axis, dual means only two, it will not support multiple measures. So drag the second measure, so opposite to the sales. This is what axis, right? Drag second measure opposite to the axis. So dual means two. So if you want to analyze two measure values, we'll go with dual axis and drag and drop opposite to the axis. So this is what axis, and opposite to the axis is this one. So I dropped it here. And if you see here, sales was indicating in the red color and profit was indicating in the blue color. But if you notice here, the red color, it is something 4,29,000, and whereas the blue color profit is 60,000. So what is going on here? Like 60,000 is in the upper position, whereas 4 lakhs is in the down position. So obviously user will think like, the profit is high, sales is less, which is wrong. The reason behind that is, if you notice here, one side the axis starts at 20,000 range. So the other side, it starts at 2 lakhs. So axis is different here. So the profit axis is 20,000 it starts with, and here it starts with 2 lakhs, 4 lakhs, 6 lakhs, but here it's 20,000, 40,000 something. So in this case, what we have to do is, we need to synchronize both the axes. So we need to synchronize both the axes. So how to synchronize? Select, right click, you have an option called Synchronize Access. Just click on the Synchronize Access. Automatically you can see the range. The other side also, it started with the 2 lakhs, because this side it cannot go with the 20,000, because if it go with the 20,000, we can't see, like, 12 lakhs, because it's very higher number, right? So that is the reason. So this 2 lakhs was displayed, the basic start access range here, you can see. So now the axis, both the axes are synchronized, they are same. So the sales and profit, you can easily analyze it. So this is what the profit, and this is what the sales done. So comparison would be easy for the user. So always in the dual axis chart, we'll synchronize the axis. We need to synchronize the axis and the dual axis. So drag second measure opposite to the axis. So drag second measure opposite to the axis, and synchronize access is one of the important things. Okay, how to synchronize? Select access, right click and synchronize access we have to do. So same way, we have another option. So dual access we can also do in another way. Let's say I have an order date, I have a sales, and I have a profit. So you can see here we have an option called dual lines. Okay, so if I click on the dual lines, you can see it's nothing but dual access. But here also it is not synchronized. The access has not synchronized. Just click on the right click and make it synchronize. So just you need to select the dual lines. Even dual combination is also fine. Anything, either dual lines or dual combination is also fine, but you need to select, synchronize the access. That is what one of the important thing. So you can see this is what a profit and this is what sales. So this is also called as a dual access, and we can use this dual combination or dual lines. Anything we can use to show up. It will not support more than 2 measures, whereas individual access and blended access will support multiple measures, whereas dual access supports only 2. Individual and blended supports multiple. So this is something about working with measures and some basic naming conventions. So now you can ask me your questions.
Hi, my name is Mary.
Hey Mary.
Hi, I had a question here. And if I have to change the range here when I synchronize, would that be possible?
Yes, that is possible. So select the access, right click, edit access.
Oh, okay. And then I can choose, say, instead of having 100,000, I can then reduce it to 50,000.
Correct. Yes, you can see it is automatic as of now. You want uniform, or you want something independent, or you want something fixed. However you want, you can set the fixed and fixed start. Yeah. And
Okay.
minor tick marks also we can make it. So we have two things, like we'll discuss going forward, but I'll tell you this. So we have a major and minor tick marks. Major means like, the big value. Minor means in between there will be interval value also you can set it. So that is what this tick marks.
So tick marks means my range. I'm sorry.
Between 2015 to 16, let's say there are months, January, February, March. So that kind of range. Let's say, for example, here is we have, and here if you want to see minor tick marks, we can also make the minor tick marks as well as. You can set the tick marks between that. So here there is a range of 2 lakhs to 4 lakhs. You want to see some icons like, at every 50,000 a small tick marks. So that is what tick marks.
All right, understood. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you can keep at 1 lakh, and if I click on the reset,
okay,
it will show up the minor tick marks.
Okay.
2 to 4 lakhs, like at 3 lakhs, it will show up small lines.
Okay. Yeah.
We can reset it up.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Any questions you have?
Hey, hi Raj, this is Jyoti.
Yeah, Jyoti, hi.
I just wanted to know whether this is the second class today?
This is the first technical session yesterday.
Oh, this is the first technical session. Okay. So after every session, can we have this recorded one to the to our email ID so that we can just go through?
Yeah.
Or
we'll create a folder and we'll post everyday videos. You'll have access to the folder.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, Raj. Thank you.
Sorry, this is Mary here again. I think we did not attend the first session. How many
Yep.
total sessions is this gonna be?
This will be around 30 sessions, Mary. So yeah, we'll detailedly discuss Tableau desktop, Tableau server, FAQs, data warehousing concepts, and the process. I'll also help you out with the resume preparation. So all this would be handled in around 28 to 30 sessions.
And would this be on a daily basis, or and how many hours would it be?
Every day 1 hour, and it would be 5 days, and only on the weekdays, no weekends.
5 days a week.
Yeah.
And what timing would it be?
It will be the same time, like 8:30 to 9:30 CST, and yeah, 9:30 to 10:30 EST.
All right. And would this be again there tomorrow and also?
No, after long weekend, mostly on Tuesday or Wednesday, we'll start batch. From then, like we'll be continuing, keep on.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Raj, if we wanted practice, like what should we download for this?
So I'll help you out. Like Tableau desktop, you can download it from a Tableau website. It will not take 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay, do you
So
have any link for that or?
I'll share the links to you, or you can just Google it, Tableau desktop from the Tableau website. You can just
Okay,
download
is
it.
it a trial version or do we
Yep,
have?
14 days we'll have a trial version. You can use a trial version. So meanwhile, we'll coordinate and help you out with license.
Okay.
So this will be a 1-year license, so you can practice in the desktop. Yeah.
Okay.
Any questions? Any technical questions? Anirudh, Bhavya, Madhu.
Sorry, Raj, today I joined late and I missed the first session.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was a little bit late. Yeah,
No
but I'm
problem.
good. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, big classes will share you the, today's session link, so you can just go
Yeah,
through that.
that will be
You
great.
can ask.
Yeah, if they can send on my email.
Yeah, they'll be sharing you all the recordings and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Thanks, Raj.
just contact
Yeah,
them. They can help you out with the course content. So everything they'll email you, like what we are going to discuss and all information, as
yeah,
well as
that's great.
yesterday and today's recording as well.
No, I'm okay with that. I'm good. Yeah, it looks good to me.
Okay,
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
great.
Would you be also helping us understand how to hook on to the database
Yep. So
in the
that
future?
will be a complete one session. Yes, we'll do that. Like, so we'll connect to the different sources and
Okay,
we'll work on it. Yeah.
sure.
So we have live and extract. Yep. It might be a third session. We'll discuss more detail about the connections.
All
So
right.
the best part is like we have all direct plugins. No need to struggle like traditional tools. It's a big process, but here directly plug in.
Okay.
So any other questions you have? PVR, Raja, Ravi, Shweta. So yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for your time. So yeah, so big classes will update you the next class timings and stuff. So who are referred by me, like you can be in touch with me. I can help you out with the next class session timings and stuff. Okay. So
Yeah,
yeah,
thanks,
thank
Raj.
you guys. Have a
Appreciate your time.
good weekend.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.